Actually, I started it right now. Welcome, everybody. Anybody here? This is Robert Allen McCrae, and I'm here with Marla Martinson. Yes, she is. She has a company called Outsourcing Your Dating.
No, the company is the Dating Source.
It's called the Dating Source.
Dating Source, Fredley and I. But we say to these men that are busy and that are our clients, wouldn't you like to outsource your dating? Like you outsource your, housework, your dry cleaning, all of that. So, but the company that Fredley and I have is called the Dating Source.
The Dating Source.
Or outsourcing your dating.
Or outsourcing your dating life. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, guess who we have coming on?
It looks like Fredley's coming in. Woo! A miracle! Fredley!
The Dating Source. She is coming. She's coming on. What a wonderful time. So some of the things about dating, what are some of the, look at this.
Oh, it's a miracle, Fredley!
You are an amazing woman.
You did it. You look gorgeous. Woo!
Oh, thank you. You're very sweet. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Yay! All right, so
here.
just for 30 seconds, he started it.
I just 30
said,
seconds ago, I started recording it.
So everybody, this is my partner, Fredley, and we're the dynamic duo of matchmaking.
How many years have you guys been doing this?
True. We've been doing this for a
A
while.
long time, over a decade. Fredley over 15 years, and me me like 13 years, and Fredley what, 18 or something?
18.
So
Yeah.
some of the inspiration.
And Fredley and I worked together for 13. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well, let me tell you, Fredley, you're really awesome. Being, it's like really looking good.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Good. Truly.
You guys are too sweet. I'm so insecure, but that's okay.
Now.
It's not about me.
Not at all.
She's not
at all.
insecure when it comes to matching, though. I'll tell you, she's the best.
No, you've got more talent in your pinky than we have, in all of our conversations that we've ever had about dating ourselves.
It's all about the guys. It's really about the guys, what they're looking for. They want to find love. That's what we want for them.
So what have you found that made the difference in creating or that relationship for a guy? How have you set that up for them?
Oh, I think that Marla has a lot of input as far as, not just them, men are always so visual. So they're always looking at the look.
Oh, sure.
Marla's always trying to remind them that there's something more than just looks,
Mhm.
Yes.
There's
That's
all
probably
that.
our biggest challenge, because the guys will get hooked on a certain look that they want, like busty blonde or brown-eyed brunettes, or a certain look that. So we try to open them up. I mean, we will match them with their type. We have plenty of women, but the men can be their own worst enemy sometimes in narrowing it down too far.
So do you go through some kind of understanding or questionnaire that makes them understand what process you go through when finding a woman for them?
Definitely. I think my biggest thing is I take them back through a relationship history to help them understand that if you just keep doing the same dumb things over and over again, or you keep doing your same patterns over and over again, it's not going to give you a better result.
Right.
So we're looking to we don't want to keep doing those same things over and over again.
So the depth of questioning kind of sets it up, and you say, oh, yeah, we've got women for you this week, this one, and this one. But, this is what's going to really make the difference. This person here, I think, is a really great match. But they still may want the pretty one.
Yeah.
They always want the pretty one. They want the whole package, right? Do you want us to set up with the ugly one? You can have
I want the ugly one.
We have other
Who out there? Come on, you guys. Give some chat. Who wants the ugly girls?
Right.
Oh, listen. Yeah, we get the whole package. I mean, we do specialize in beautiful women, and we do say we do have the largest database of beautiful women in the country, because we specifically target those types of women, not the gold diggers, but the women who are beautiful inside and out. And that's what we have recruiters looking for. And that's what Sandy is one of our amazing recruiters who sends us a lot of lovely ladies, and the guys want the women who also have something going on in their life, who are down to earth to a certain extent, and will fit into their lifestyle. So they don't just want pretty; they want the whole package.
They do. So then there's a clarity that when you're interviewing a guy, that they get the feeling that you really know how to find the right type of woman for that person. It's not always about looks, but it's a lot of depth in relationship matching up, and because you guys have been around it for a lot of years. Yes, in the beginning it's about looks, but in the long run it's about, hey, there's quality, there's relationship, there's harmony, there's happiness that women can bring to that man more than just love.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fredley, when you because yeah. Talk about how you go through it first with them, Fredley, before they're passed on to me.
You mean what I do as far as getting them, to figure
out? Well, you know how you talk about the background and the patterns, and then what type of women and all of that, you know. So Fredley talks to him for quite a while.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I usually spend like an hour trying to figure out what their pattern is in the past that didn't work for them, so that we won't do that again. Because the truth is, even though looks is what we target, we're always targeting beautiful women for the guys.
Sure.
That's what we're all about, recruiting. But the truth is, that's only 1% of what we do.
That's,
yes. Of what we do is find them a great match that they can settle down with and they can be with for the rest of their lives. So that's
what you love the most. And what kind of success rate have you had with doing that?
Well, all of our clients are happy, but it's by design. We don't sign up guys that we think we can't. If we talk to someone and it sounds like we're not going to be able to help this guy, we won't even bother to take him as a client. And so between myself and Marla, we decide, can we really help this guy? And usually by that point, I probably spent 3 hours, 4 hours with them over the phone. So I really got a sense about what they're looking for. Is it possible? Is it doable? If it is, then we'll go ahead and take them on as a client.
See, you pre-qualify that person. Not everybody gets a chance to be on. Or not everybody gets a chance to be in your program, because it's really nice that you go through that question.
Is Fredley's sound okay? She doesn't sound loud enough. You're okay?
This is a great day, guys, to just be free. There is people that come on, but the marketing part of it, there'll be a different... We're just getting used to all the stuff we need to do right now.
All right, cool.
So be open. We didn't lose Fred. No, we lost Fredley. Fredley is here.
Yeah, and I will say sometimes it's funny because we'll think somebody's going to be. We'll think somebody's going to be easy to work with, and then they do the switcheroo on us after they join. They try to narrow things down so far that we can't help them.
Yes. Yeah. And that's really tough. Then that's not somebody that you really can take on, because
they got to stick with what they originally wanted.
Yeah, they've got to stick with what they originally talked about, because they'll say,
Awesome, Fredley.
Because what they think is, if I narrow it here, but it's actually harder, because we want to keep those parameters open. So the more that you can keep it open, the better that we can do a good job for you.
Right. Yeah, and like for one instance, when we said we don't take everybody, we're not taking men over 50 anymore that still want children. It's just too hard. So to get the women to go to a 20-year plus age difference is just really, really challenging. So we cut that out.
So you're finding, the reason for that is that you're trying to match up. If men are over 50 years old and want a family, it's more like, where have you been for the last 20? Like, there's hard to match up.
Or some guys have kids and they say they want more, but it's just too challenging. The women would like to have a family with someone a little closer to their age that they can spend the rest of their life with, not someone who might be, on their deathbed in 15 years or, or starting to get sick or feeble, they really, it takes a lot to raise a child and get up in the middle of the night with, I don't know about it. I didn't choose that route. So it's like, I wanted to sleep in. So I tell the guys that in their 50s, I'm like, don't you just want to get in your car, drive up the coast with some beautiful woman in her 40s, take your dog and go to wine country and enjoy your life instead of at 60 years old, getting up in the middle of the night and changing diapers and feedings. And I've been able to change two guys, the mind of two guys.
Timothy, jump on here. Have a conversation with us. But anyway, yes, for sure. It's that makes it. That's what makes you guys unique, because you can actually you tell them right up front. We match you up for where the right type of person that relates to your lifestyle. And we can, the lifestyle that you want to portray. That's the biggest part of. That's through the questioning and understanding and the feeling that you give them. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll give them a picture, right? A picture of how it's going to be.
Yes, and so you actually help them paint their story, because either they're a lot of times they're so busy in their work day, they don't know where they're going to. They don't want to go to a bar and pick up a lady. They would rather have you guys come along and help them find the right lady, because you know what? We all need advice to find the right person to fit into our lives. We think we know, and so we spent a lot of time. You cut the time down by hours in a day because of the relationships that you can find for them that match right for them. It's just a way of you guys are a tool for helping people find the love in their life.
Yeah.
Is that
Fredley,
accurate to say?
Speak on that, Fredley.
Yeah. And I think why it's so important for us to make sure that those that we only take guys that we really can help is because almost all of our business is referrals. So if we take on a guy that's not going to like us, or we're not going to be able to find the right girl, we're just wasting our time. I'd much rather put my time and energy into someone I know I can match, and then they'll give us a referral, which keeps the whole thing going. Plus, any girls that they go out with will talk highly about us, and then we'll get more girls.
Yeah.
But one bad guy, that's maybe not happy with us because we didn't, because we don't have what they're looking for. If they're unrealistic, let's not take them. Let's only take the people that we know that we can match and they're realistic, and that just keeps the whole thing going.
Yeah, and realistic to a certain extent. I would say most people are a little unrealistic.
Well, even if they are.
But we can work with a certain percentage of that, the fantasy there. Yeah.
Right. I mean, we all have fantasies. We want to fill those fantasies. We want, and the person sometimes doesn't. As a male, I'm going to speak for myself. I would want to be explained why I would be choosing a lady different than just all looks. I think they're beautiful. Because I look at a woman more than just the looks part. I think there's more depth to that, and there's feelings that I never even recognize when I hear some of the conversations. You go through a questionnaire. You might like this person. She maybe have a little bit bigger breasts than I'm used to, but she's really sweet.
Or usually it's her breasts aren't as big as I'm used to.
Well, okay.
in my book, Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker, I've got a story about a guy who wouldn't meet a woman to continue seeing a woman because her nipples, her areolas were too big. Ouch. So they try to get pretty specific, and we're like, we don't match by eye color, astrology sign, or areola size. I'm sorry.
I love you guys already.
We have a lot of Fredley and I. We have the best time. We laugh. We really, we've got this wonderful little boutique service over here, VIP service to the clients. We're like a little family. We have fun together. We have fun with our clients and we laugh about it. And, you know, we got to make it fun because when people are lonely or they're trying to find the right person, we don't, you know, it's fun to make the whole process a lot more easy and go with it and laugh about.
So the description sometimes, it's
you
a visual.
froze.
I froze.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a visual part a lot of times, but really the guy gets to go through that process of, hey, you know what, this lady over here, you may have 10, but you know what, I'm going to say this one is a really good one for you. Just to go out, have a date with her, have a glass of wine if you don't drink, or it depends if you drink. But it has then it's a chemistry. They have to.
Yes.
Then it's a chemistry part of it. So what happens after a couple of dates? Do they hopefully the first date, or is it 3 dates down the road? Somebody before they? What's the average time frame someone actually latches on to a lady that you helped with?
Well, sometimes they will still. Everyone's out there dating other people. So let's say a guy has a date with one woman, and okay, she's great, but I'm not sure, so we'll match him with somebody else, and she's dating other people too. I always encourage people to keep dating until you really know that you want to be exclusive with someone. Especially if you're on a time limit. If you want to have kids, if you're a woman, you can't just be wasting 6 months, a year on a guy, or months and months going by. You need to see what's out there, see what clicks. So we encourage them to just keep dating, and then if they really do think this is one, then okay, go on hold, see what happens with this person after a few dates. You know, explore that. You don't want to mess it up either by continuing to see someone, even getting intimate, and then dating other people. You don't want to do that.
How soon should someone have sex during date before they date? I mean, during a date, not during a date. How long?
After dessert, all right. After dessert.
At least wait till after dessert. No, when do you?
I have my view, and then Fredley, you tell what you think. I would, as a woman, say a woman shouldn't have sex unless she knows she's in an exclusive relationship with a guy. Doesn't mean they have to be married or engaged, but at least he's not out having sex with other women. I would want that. Yeah. Fredley, what about you?
That's a great way of
What would you tell the women, Fredley? Same.
You know, it's a little bit garbly. I'm only catching part of it.
Good.
Okay.
But I
when should people have sex?
Your partners.
You broke.
Oh gosh.
You're good. You're good.
I think in general, like men. So you know, the women still have to set the pace. Because, you know, even
really
though
good.
a man is paid and he's looking for his life partner, it doesn't mean that he isn't a man. You know,
right?
Boy, I love you already.
Men are men. What are you gonna do?
You're gonna try. Hey, you know.
Yeah, of course.
That's the point for trying.
But at the same time, if the girl really thinks that she's gonna end up with that guy, if she sleeps with him too soon, chances are she's probably missed her opportunity with him. Because if your wife, his future partner, he's probably not going to choose the girl that slept with him on the first date. And I think that's pretty universal, don't you think, Marla? I think it is.
Yeah, men have told me, now you can, because you're a man, Robert, you can chime in, but they've said, you know, if a woman sleeps with me on a first date, often I'll think, does she do that with every guy?
Right.
And then other times it's like you can sleep with somebody on a first date and end up getting married to them. So,
I think, I would say postpone it as a general rule. But for me, you're right. It would have to be an exceptional person for me to say yes that first day. I mean, if it happened, if she said yes to me, then I would wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun of that excitement of waiting to see there's nothing left to. It's like you jump forward all the way, you know, on the first time.
It's like you're already there. It's like, it's not.
That's what's part of the fun is that in excitement of what's going to happen.
That's the little fantasy that just can be plugged away. And actually, I think that's what makes you guys really unique in outsourcing the dating, because you know what, the women, you go through the interviews and they're looking for somebody for a long-term relationship. So that actually, if they're saying no on the first night, they're mature. Mm-hmm. You know, their level of the maturity or emotional consciousness is really, it's higher than the average person that they would go and get at a bar, because that energy is typically a low energy. And you have interviewed these women and went through a big questionnaire with them, and they have a lot of self-esteem. Is that accurate to say? Because you've worked at it. That's what your job is. That's what's helping these men understand that what they're getting is something of value that they can treasure for the rest of their lives, because of the expertise that you went through in picking out the women that make them not only look good, feel good, and experience a happy life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and sometimes just a little dating tip: if a woman tells a guy at the end of the date she wants to, if he says, "Oh, do you want to see me again?" and then she says yes, us women get a bad rap as being flaky or bitches, because if the woman doesn't return the call, or listen, guys do the same thing. You have a great date with a guy and then you never hear from him again. Mm-hmm. It's because people still don't want to hurt someone's feelings and say, "You're a great person, I had a good time, but I don't have any chemistry for you, adios, mm-hmm. have a great life." You just can't say that. So instead it's like, mm-hmm. "Oh yeah, sure, call me." And then they never pick up the phone or answer the texts. And it's not so you guys, if this happens to you, just move on. She just didn't have enough chemistry. Same thing with the guy. When you have a matchmaker, though, it's great because we give feedback. I wish when I was dating, I had somebody to give feedback, because I could say, reaffirm that. Yes, it's just she just didn't have enough chemistry, but had a great time, didn't want to hurt your feelings. But that is usually why somebody won't, continue the conversation, won't keep texting or calling back. Wow. Is because it just wasn't enough chemistry is all. So, and nobody can, and it's nothing even to be hurt your feelings about or anything, because we can't predict that. Right. It's the chemistry.
But you can go in and you're telling the dates exactly what's happened between the two. They're saying, we're just not really interested right now. So, okay, we have another one. We have another person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We will match them with somebody else. No worries.
And that accelerates, that keeps the fantasy going. And that means that's also helping, them believe and know and love and trust that they're going to find the relationship that they're looking for, especially the guys if they're taking a lot of work and they're spending a lot of time working all the day long. Now that part of their life is being resolved by having an opportunity to have a relationship, to go home, have a great meal with, go out and have a dinner with. Come on. I mean,
it gets tiring for guys to keep having to go to a bar or go try to meet someone somewhere. It gets exhausting, and they don't have to sit on the computer going through Match.com or whatever. We do all that for them. They just tell us what type of woman they're looking for, and then all they have to do is show up on the date. I mean, we do it two ways. We can do concierge service, where we will set up the date and all they have to do is show up, or we can give them the phone number and they can call the woman themselves, chat a little bit, and then set the date. So, it's their choice. Or if we feel that they're not so good on the phone and maybe messing things up, we had one guy text a girl a picture of himself with his ex-girlfriend, and she didn't like that very much, and she declined the date. So we're like, you know what, we're going to set these dates up for you from now on. And now he just shows up at the restaurant, and the women think he's lovely guy. So he's on the right track to finding the right woman.
See, you're asking the right question. That just gave me chills, because it's like, wow, well, you actually do that? You actually take, you can't send a picture with your ex-girlfriend to a person that you're going to have a date with tonight.
Yeah. She had said, now I hate this part too, because we send the profile and the picture. So each person has pictures and profile of each other. But oftentimes, do you have any more pictures? Especially the guys, text me some more pictures. and it's just fatal to do that, because people don't realize how they look. It's so interesting, the pictures people send me of themselves to use. I said, are you kidding? You would send this picture out to a guy, you would send it. And they're beautiful people, and they send the ugliest pictures. And this girl had said, hey, text me, do you have any pictures? And he went ahead and text. I said, don't you know how to crop on your iPhone, crop it out? And I already sent her that. So that date was blown, you know. So,
wow.
That's why, see, people, you would think adults know these things, but they don't. They need us to navigate them through, because dating is tricky. You'd make one wrong move and you're out.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, in this fast-paced society, next, visual, this, that. You know, it's good to have somebody there to navigate you through, to be on your side, to set things up. It's really great.
Well, you know what, Marla, you've written 4 books on this, and you've got a 5th one coming out. Can you tell me a little bit what inspired you to do that?
Well, the first 2 books were dating advice books. Excuse Me, Your Soulmate is Dating and Good Date, Bad Date. And when I first started in the business, I was working at a video dating service called Great Expectations. And I was the videographer, and I worked the front desk. And I would ask the question, I felt like a movie producer. Oh, what are you looking for in a man? What are you looking for in a woman? And I'd hear everything, and then I'd hear people's stories. And so I thought, and I always was a writer at heart. I wanted to be a writer since I was, 8 years old. And I always wanted to write a book. So I thought, okay, this might be good. This stuff might be good for a book one day. So I started taking notes. I did end up writing the 2 dating advice books, and that was a lot of fun, 2008 and 2009. And then I was with this high-end matchmaking. When I got into the Beverly Hills matchmaking, the people would ask me, and I'm sure they asked Fredley too, whenever we're at a party or anywhere, well, tell me your most outrageous story. Tell me your funniest story. What's it like being a Beverly Hills matchmaker, working with these rich guys and these beautiful girls? And I kept being asked, and I love reading memoir and chick lit. And my friend Julie, who was an editor on one of my first books, said, Marla, you've got such an interesting life. You should write a memoir. And I said, and the next day I started writing it, and that was Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker. So it's all about working at the high-end matchmaking service. Wow. And then after that, I wrote Hearts on the Line, The Elusive Pursuit of Love in the City of Angels, and that even got an award at the Paris Reader's Favorite Book Award. And that continues the saga, but it's also not just about matchmaking. It's about my life with my husband, and it's really like a comedy in a lot of ways, and there's poignant stuff in it. Very fun reads. Guys have liked it too. And then it follows me because I did leave the matchmaking service, and Fredley and I teamed up, and it was the best thing we ever did. We've been together now like 5 years, and I'm almost, a little over half done with the 3rd installment of this memoir series, but this one's a little bit more about my spiritual journey and not too much on the matchmaking. So it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like an Eat, Pray, Love matchmaker style.
But it's all led up to the spiritual part, because you've become more spiritual as every book you've produced.
Yeah, I've been working on the path, and I really ramped it up the past couple of years, getting certifications in healing and Reiki and different modalities that I've been doing, which is great because some of the clients will come over to my house if they're in the LA area and get a clearing, clear out the negative energy, get a tune-up, work with the heart chakra. So I think people kind of like that. Fredley's very spiritual too. She's got a white candle going when she's making her deals, and we put out positive affirmations and vibes for our clients and wish them good things and really hold that space for them.
That's key. So holding the space for that person, whoever comes in, to have the most beautiful relationship they could have. So energetically, you're holding space for the people that come, and that you're the clients, because it's important for them to receive that loving, caring, happy energy that will, fulfill their life.
Oh, yeah. And that's where I think Fredley and I are different. We're totally in sync on that. We both have the same vision, the same values. And we don't want to just throw people together with matches. We really, have our strategy and that energetic. We'll even get ourselves cleared energetically by somebody who does that, clear the company. Always we want a very high vibrational space to work in.
Very nice. Very nice.
And a lot of guys, they're not into the woo-woo stuff, but I think they still appreciate it. I think they still like
well, I
that.
I think it's just gives you a different kind of character when you can relate to that, because they're looking for someone to tell them, you know, a lot of times what's going on. I know I would appreciate if I had any kind of, I mean, I've been in business long enough. Now, if someone tells me something, I can resonate with it and I can go with it, because it makes a huge difference when I know they're like, you got my back. I'm going to make sure it works. Yeah. You know, I'm going to make sure I'm going to be, you know, I feel like you're going to make me happy. You're not making me happy. You're just holding the space for me to be happy.
Right. Yeah, it comes from within. The people have to be happy. And that's why we really do encourage everyone to do some self-work too first before you even look for someone. Because if you're coming to us and you're bitter, you hate men, or you're mad at your ex, or you're, you know, just frustrated and I'll never find the right one. If you come to us that way, you know, no matter how many people we introduce you to, it's probably not going to work. You want to be happy already. Who wants to meet a miserable person? Who wants to meet a bitter? We've had a couple of guys like that who are just so down and yelling at me. And, you know, the women are like, he's so negative, and people going on dates treating it like a therapy session. So you do that work on yourself and be happy where you are and excited to meet the right person. And then you will, because energetically the universe can just bring you that person through us a lot easier.
Yes.
Yes. That because, you know, the men are looking for beautiful women. Okay. So you got to think of kind of the superficiality of that. So the men often come to us and they're like, oh, all those really gorgeous women, you know, the hot ones, you know, the 9s, the 10s, they don't have any depth, or they're not intelligent, or they're not witty, or they're, you know, they don't have personalities. But that's what they're also looking for us to do, is that because we have so many, we can actually find them that part. So, you know, we're not only just, you know, doing the surface stuff, but all that depth stuff, which is what keeps a relationship together anyway. That's another thing they're paying for. Yeah. So they can
then that's powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to suggest that, Marla, what you're working on your 5th book now. You have that one? What's the idea of that one?
That one is also memoir, but it's on my spiritual journey. What I do, what it was really fun 2 years ago. My friend Julie and I, I had given something away we moved into a house and I'd gotten rid of something, and my husband said, "Where is it?" And I was like, it must still be packed away, but I'd really given it to the Salvation Army. And and I went out searching for it, and on my search, I thought, well, I'll just replace it. I'll buy a new one. It was a little Buddha statue. And I said, I could find another one. He won't even know it's gone. I'll just replace it. And so I was going to all these spiritual shops and looking for it. And in the meantime, I didn't find it, but I found this wonderful place in the Valley called the Imagine Center. And I went in, and they didn't have the Buddha, but they had classes on abundance, on connecting with your guides, on crystals, on all this stuff. And so I called my friend Julie. I said, hey, this place has these classes. You want to go? And she said, sure. So we started taking classes there. That led to, you know, me getting a crystal healing certification, getting a Reiki certification, taking classes on pendulum use, on candle magic, on going to psychics, going to I got beaten with bamboo. I mean, I did everything, you know, breath work, all these crazy things, all these funny things. And so I decided to write about them. So I'm writing about each modality, what I got out of it and what people can get out of it, how to, you know, advance yourself spiritually if that's what you're looking to do, and balance. You know, we, like Bradley said, we work in a shallow industry where the guys are like, hey, I want big, you know, boobs, and I want her to have be a size 2, and I want the girls, he's got to make $1 million a year, and he's got to be, so that sometimes weighs on us as matchmakers, and any matchmaker will tell you that, because I'm in Facebook groups with them, we chat with each other, and it can wear on us energetically, the shallow part where we're like, come on, wake up, we want you to find your soulmate. So balancing that and keeping ourselves all balanced. So I write about that, what I'm doing to do that, and it's fun, it's funny, and I think it's my best work yet, and I'm super excited about it, and I think it'll be, if I can say so, it's my best literary work. But I'm I'm having a lot of fun with
You
it,
are,
and
it's
it'll
coming out.
maybe it'll be out January.
It really is.
I love it. And Fredley just contributed to a great book too. She wrote a great chapter. What is your chapter about, Fredley? What's the book? Do you have a copy?
I don't have it in front of me because it's actually just finishing publishing now, but it is done. And it's
all right. Well, we'll show it on another blab. But what is yours about?
Mine's about like each of my emails is signed. It's about love, and my chapter is called "It's About Love." And then the book is Success from the Heart. So it's all like, right back to the heart, the love part.
So when you
and any guys who sign up with us will get copies of our books.
So that relationship card coming from the heart, Fredley, is. Am I a little delayed?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Yes. Well, I was just saying, Fredley, I think that the microphone, I'm not sure if it's on my side or your side, but I think so actually writing that chapter on the book, it was coming from the heart, actually looking how someone could raise their emotional feelings for love through the heart. Is that what you're saying? Is what the writing of the chapter?
A lot of it touches on the whole patterns in relationship part, definitely that. It also talks about how, love is the most powerful energy on the planet, and it can affect things, and not just in matchmaking, but in life in general. So I'm kind of really an old hippie that, John Lennon imagined, the world living in peace and love and harmony. So it's just a further taking of that. And then also everything coming back to that about balance and love and so that
Good.
Yeah, Fredley's really good with those patterns, because people will, like, we had a guy who was always going for the hot mess, the girl that maybe looks like a Pam Anderson type that has maybe used some drug use or bad childhood or really bad, just a mess with her life. And he was like the rescuer, and he would date them, and he would be drained, financially, emotionally, heartbroken, but that was his pattern. And so we matched him with somebody outside of that was beautiful, but she was not a mess. She was totally together. And they were dating for 6 months, traveling the world, having a blast. And he kind of broke that. I think he's broken that pattern now. So Fredley does get to their patterns, and then she'll let me know, because Fredley's that takes care of the program, selling and all of that, and talking to the guys first. Then she'll pass them over to me to do the matchmaking, and she'll say, look, this guy has, his patterns are hot messes or whatever. Right. And so then we'll together, and we have a great coach on staff too. So if they need some coaching, but we try to steer them out of those patterns that just, they get in that loop and will never find true love.
And it's very hard for people to break their own patterns.
Awesome, guys.
8% of us are doing patterns, but because you're in it, it's too hard for you to see it.
Yeah.
Your audio thing on Robert's thing.
Yeah, we don't see it.
But, our job is to break that pattern so that they don't continue. And if they keep doing that pattern, then they're not going to find that person, and they're certainly not going to refer us to anybody if they don't find that right person. So that's what it's all about. Robert, are you still there?
Oh. I am still here. Yes, I am still here. And you know what? I love these stories, because these stories about those relationships and about people that you've helped, these stories really impact people, men that are looking for particular women. They know that you guys can help them, and the stories say a lot of awareness to where you guys are at and your ability to deliver. That's what I love about you, two of you, because that's really what we're looking for as a man, to know that you've got our backs. You're going to find the right woman to make a difference. There you are.
There's Robert.
You're back. You were probably already there. Thank you, guys. I really love you all. So, hey, what I would like to do for today is to wrap this up, and we can set up another day. What day would you guys like to do this? Because then how do you feel about this now? We're getting closer to the end. And where do you think that, what day would you guys feel like we could tell you? Yeah, which week? We could do it the end of this week or the first part of next week?
Hang on. Let me pull up my calendar.
My schedule's pretty open.
Let's see. This is the 4th. Okay. How about, gosh. What about what about Monday the 9th? Or
Monday the 9th
how's
is
that
great.
for you, Fredley? Monday?
I think it definitely works. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, what time? Noon?
Calendar. Yeah, that works.
That works great.
Okay.
I mean, we could do it differently. Or we could, you like noon?
You like noon,
Or how about 11:30?
You want 11:30?
I think 11. Actually, no, I don't want to make it maybe 12:30. And I would like to just play with those numbers because it's lunchtime and the times. I'm sorry. I'm either I think till 12:30. You got somebody, we'll do a lot of. They got time to do it in their lunch hour.
And I
that
do
kind
want
of
to
thing.
throw in case guys are listening, that if they connect with us, they talk with us, they email us, they will get to see a lot of beautiful women, which of course is 1% of what we do is that looks part, but then they also get us to help, but they know that they're going to be seeing the girls that they're going to be going out with. It's not just examples. These are the girls that we work with.
Yeah, they're real they're actual members. Yeah.
They're actual members of your group. And we have several emails that we can send to the women, and we can set up a phone number that they can call you. We can also set up an email a chat, or not an email chat, but just an email that they can put their email address in, a phone number, and we'll send them examples of women.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good.
We can send them plenty of pictures of women that they would be able to date, and they'll know all about them too. It's not just a picture. It's they know about this person, what they like, what kind of work.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
After we've qualified that they would be someone we'd want to work with, that has, If he's 60, if he calls up and says, hey, I'm 60, but I want to date 25-year-olds, or, I'm 60, I want to have kids, we'll just say we're not going to bother, whatever. But if you're a guy that we're, happy to work with, and we're a good fit for each other both ways, then we get to see that. Some services.
That's good. I mean, it's a standard for them. They can get anything they want. Anybody can get anything they want. It's about the quality of service that you give them, and that's the key here. So you can send them visuals, you send them descriptions of women, and then you talk about that with them, so they get a feel for what will work, even interrupting their patterns. That helps. This is all in the conversation, and so they can find and live the rest of their lives with somebody they love to be with. Great, guys. So Monday, 12:30. Okay, great.
9th.
That's the 9th. Have a one. Yes.
Bye.
Thank you, Marla. And yay! Just 1 second. Yep. So Monday at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. Fredley jumped off. Marla Martin says, thank you very much. This is Robert Allen, and I appreciate you guys
Thanks, Robert.
immensely today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.